Greetings, Cleveland. This is TV20 Spotlight. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and today we spotlight LaLa Goes to Germany. And here to tell us more about this delightful children's book is LaLa, Miss Laveta L. Parker. Laveta, welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So was this your first book?
It is my first book.
What inspired you to write LaLa Goes to Germany? Tell us a little bit.
Well, back in 2021, I finished a goal of mine, and it took a couple of years, finishing a degree that I accomplished, and I was wondering, what am I going to do next? So I was inspired to write a children's book, something that I did not want to do. It wasn't a life goal of mine to write a children's book, but I was inspired to do that.
And tell us about the military background and how LaLa Goes to Germany came about.
Sure. My father he was enlisted in the military army, and my parents moved all over the place because of my dad was in the military. We started off in the book it says Fort Lauderdale. I can't.
Military base.
Military base, okay. Yes, definitely a military base.
In Florida.
Actually in Missouri.
Oh, in Missouri. Okay.
Yes, and from there, my dad beforehand moved different places before us and alone, and then after that, he decided to take us to places. So from Missouri, we moved from Missouri to Frankfurt, Germany.
Just like in the book.
Yes.
So tell her, what do you remember most about living on a military base, if anything?
Well, I remember living in apartments. It was multicultural. People from different backgrounds were enlisted in the military. Different families, many have many children, some didn't have any children. It was just multicultural people who enlisted in the military, and it was safe.
Do you have, do you have any desire to ever go back?
Yeah, I do have desire to go to Germany one day when it's feasible. But yes, I desire to go back.
So what age group does LaLa Goes to Germany actually affect?
Well,
Would you say?
I would say this book is for children from kindergarten up to 12th grade, focusing 2nd and 3rd grade, but whoever is in love with children's book, they can have it. Even adults.
Because I really enjoyed it. So what impact do you hope that this book will have on its reader?
So the impact that I would like to show is family first, African-American family who's in the military. The move also affects not only the soldier and the spouse, but it also affects the children as well. To look closely what children or families in the military go through as well, but also the love in that family as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
So I want you to describe for me, in your estimation, what the perfect children's hero would encompass. Who would he be, or who would she be? In your opinion?
Actually, the perfect hero, that's a tough one, tough answer, question. I would say my parents is my hero. My mom and my dad is my hero. They sacrifice a lot for me and my brothers, because I have 2 brothers. And
older or younger?
They're younger. Okay. Both of them younger. Okay. And my parents, for me, is my heroes.
What do you think are the most important elements that a children's book should encompass?
Well, I think in this book that I wrote, it was important that family, that was the most important. Family. The second thing is prayer as well in the family, and just love as well.
And what was the most difficult challenge you faced in getting the book published, if you had any challenges?
Well, the challenge is actually I went through a publishing company, which I couldn't publish my own self, this book, because as far as the graphics and everything that goes along with it, publishing, I couldn't do it on my own. But so I went through a publishing company. The most difficult thing is marketing, trying to get my book out there. It is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target as well. But as far as physically marketing my book, that's the most challenging for me.
And your illustrator, who did the illustrations?
So the publishing company who I saw had their own illustrator. So that's who I went through.
Okay, they did a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's get into the fun stuff.
Okay.
Describe your writing space, because early on when I used to write, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. I needed a piece of ice cream cake and an orange juice, and then I would start to write. And I only used legal pads because I wrote everything out longhand, and then I transferred it to the computer. So describe your writing space and your writing tools. What do you have to have when you sit down to create these fabulous stories that you tell?
Great question, Mr. Calhoun, because I'm not really quite a writer all like that. But when I started writing this book, I was on my couch. Okay. And I needed a legal pad. Okay. And pencil, because I made a mistake and I erased. I try to be a perfectionist in writing, but it doesn't work that quite right. But I was on my couch and TV going in the background, a little soft noise, and just start writing, and be honest with you. So it wasn't my dream to be a writer or anything. I was just inspired to do it. I have a story to tell, my life. Yeah, thank you.
That's fabulous. And so you had a book signing.
Well, I did not have a book signing at all.
Did not have a book signing.
So when it first was published and went out to the different areas of Amazon and Barnes & Noble, actually a pastor had a banquet for their church, Pastor Viola Brown. Okay. Asked me to come to be their speaker. Because she heard of my book. Okay. And that was my first so-called book signing time.
And so that was when you were reading the book to the children?
Actually, it was basically I was just a guest speaker, and I just spoke about my life and everything and let them know that I wrote a children's book. And after the banquet, parents started flocking and buying my books and wanted me to sign it as well. So that was my first so-called, book signing. Okay, so what about the videos of you reading LaLa Goes to Germany? Where did that take place? Well, it took place in all it was 2 CMSD schools.
Oh, that's incredible.
And some of the teachers asked me to come and read to the children. And it was a joy. One school, it was on the west side, who asked me, or they bought all books, and the children actually sat down and read to me.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah, right. And then it was another school on the east side that I actually read to them. It was Black History Month. Okay. And they asked me to come.
Now, again, where can people purchase your book? If somebody wants to see the TV show and they want to buy the book for one of their children, where can they go?
Sure. They can purchase my book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, online. It hasn't hit the stores yet as far as Walmart and Target, but online it is there. So purchase my book if you could.
and I'll say it's a fabulous read. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
So what's your next project? Tell us what you're doing next.
Well, next will be a children's journal.
A children's journal.
And I won't go into detail, but that is it, a children's journal.
Okay, so do you have a title for it yet? Or?
Well, it will be a continuation of LaLa Goes to Germany. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for Kathy Allen and yourself, Mr. Calhoun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate
it.
It's
my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
So that's a wrap, Cleveland. I'm Cornell Hubert Calhoun III for TV 20, and this segment of Spotlight is out.